TJ the Wheel Joe coming at you live. It is Tuesday, July the 29th, 11:14 a.m. Central Time, Texas time. I'm going to try to get the TV going over here to make sure that I'm sharing the right screen at the right time. Anyway, appreciate y'all tuning in. I know some of y'all are just checking in to make sure I didn't blow up the account because somehow there's a lot of people out there that seem to think that I'm just going to be blowing up my account, and I don't get it. I don't get it because I mean, by now y'all should know that I kind of know what I'm doing. I kind of know what I'm doing, guys. So my risk tolerance isn't your risk tolerance. Our bankrolls are not the same. We're different. We are different. We're different people. Anyway, so I'm up there. We're good. Let's do this thing. I'm TJ the World Dealer. I sell puts. I sell calls for a living. I roll when it makes dollars and cents. I buy the timely leap. And here lately, I've really become enamored with short strangles. It's an agreement to buy shares. It's an agreement to sell shares at a certain price on a certain date without owning the shares yet. It's really, really awesome. Really, really awesome. You have a lot more leverage. You have a lot more flexibility. It is awesome. It's where I want to play. It's the space that I want to play. I'm very, very comfortable. I'm no longer super directional or anything like that. I don't have to figure out why is the stock trading at X when I think it should be trading at Y and all that stuff. I'm just playing a range game. I feel like it's a hell of a lot easier for me to figure out a range that a stock will be trading at by a certain date and time versus trying to figure out when to buy those shares and when to sell those shares. So I have found a game that I feel like I can excel at. Now, is this game suitable for everybody? Absolutely not. But it's suitable for me. And at the end of the day, this is my journey. I'm sharing it with you guys. I'm sharing it with you guys, and we'll go from there. So anyway, I put together a little sheet that will give you guys a really good snapshot of how the portfolio sits from a leverage perspective. So I'm going to start with that one first. And it's a hell of a lot easier to show. And I will add Mr. International to the stage. What's going on, Vince? How are you?
How are you? Are you fine?
Doing well. Let me finish with this spreadsheet here, and then I'll introduce.
Yes, no problem.
I'll introduce you to the channel and everybody. This is Mr. International from Germany, and he is going to be joining us today. It's a nice surprise. He's one of my super OG members, so I talk to him on a regular basis, on a weekly basis, and he's become like my virtual friend, right? Along with the 10 other of you guys that I talk to on a weekly basis, and it's and I can't forget Sally too. I talk to Sally very often too. Shout out to Sally. She's super OG. Just absolutely awesome building these relationships with you guys. So what I have here, guys, is I've got the stock, I've got the strike price for the naked puts, the number of contracts, and the total collateral, like notional, right? Now, this isn't the capital requirement that Tasty Trade requires, but it's very important to keep an eye on how much collateral you would be on the hook for if shit tanked, right? So it's real important to know. Now, is this going to happen? No. Is Apple going to zero? No. Is Amazon going to zero? Not likely. CleanSpark could happen. I mean, out of the ones we've talked about so far, CleanSpark was the one that could go to zero. It's very unlikely, though, but it could happen. InPhase feels like it's going to zero, but it's not. Excuse me. What's up, baby? Yeah, I'm live on YouTube. All right. No, still good. Bye-bye. The wife knows I'm on a diet, trying to lose weight, and she always asks me, do I want anything to eat? She ain't helping. She ain't helping. Of course I want something to eat. That's how I got fat. What kind of question is that? So that's why, you don't offer the fat kid cake, right? That's what you just don't do that. It's rude. Anyway, so we got CleanSpark. We got CleanSpark here. Let me look at, here we go. So we got CleanSpark, $11 puts, 1,000 contracts. That's 1.1 million. Apple is, 195 puts, 500 contracts. That's an agreement to buy $9.75 million worth of Apple at $195. A lot of money. Amazon, an agreement to buy $11 million worth of Amazon at $220, a shitload of money, right? Clean Spark, an agreement to buy 1.1, seems small, right? Enphase is an agreement to buy $600,000 worth of Enphase at $30. Google, this is just a real quick snapshot. I have expiration dates and all that shit. This is just a real quick snapshot for me to know, because that yellow number at the bottom is important. I'm going to talk about that number here in a second. Google, an agreement to buy 8.75 million. It's 500 contracts at 175. HIMS, $40 strikes, 500 contracts. That's $2 million. Hood, 85, 500 contracts, 4.25. Neo, super small, 4 contracts, 80,000. Relatively speaking, super small. Couldn't do that in my son's account, right? I guess I could, but it wouldn't be wise. Palantir, 140 strike, 250 contracts, 3.5 million. SoFi Technologies, that's what that is right there. It's just not on there. There we go. SoFi Technologies. I guess I went too. I don't need to go quite that big. There we go. That'll work. SoFi Technologies, and we're able to buy 10,000 shares, I guess. Is that what it is? Yeah, 10,000 shares. Is that right? Shit, I don't know. It's 100 contracts, 1,000 contracts. Can't do the math anymore. So a shitload of shares of SoFi at $20, $2 million for it. And then Soxel, 500 contracts at $22, 1.1 million. An agreement to buy 20,000 shares of SoFi at $250. An agreement to buy 25,000 shares of TSLL at $9. So it's a lot, it's a lot. 6,100 contracts, and it is $49,355,000. So it's a lot. So why is this number important? Because the account, the brokerage cash is, between 18 and $19 million. We'll look here in a second. And I don't like to go past 3 times over that. I feel like if my total, notional or whatever fancy term I'm going to use, I just call it total collateral, right? Total collateral. So we speak English on this channel. So total collateral, I don't want it to be more than 3 times of the net lick, if you will. So right now the net lick is like 15 and some change. So we're dancing in that area that could be a cautionary tale, if you will. That's why I put it in yellow. So now we got to look at the other side. These naked puts have what naked calls. That's what a short strangle is. It's a naked short put and a naked short call, right? So let's look at the spread, right? So Apple is $235. So it's an agreement to deliver $11.75 million worth of Apple. Keep in mind, we don't own one of these shares yet. Amazon is agreement to deliver $12,500,000. CleanSpark's agreement to deliver $1.8 million, right? Enphase, there's no short calls on Enphase. I got Leaps, but there's no short calls. On Google, there's an agreement to deliver 10.25. HIMS, there's an agreement to deliver $4 million worth at $80. Hood, etc. You guys get the idea. So I put this little spreadsheet together because it's just a real nice way for me to kind of get the state of the union. So then now the other thing that I do is I go and I can look at these, and this is where I could put like the current share price of these tickers and all that stuff. And then I could color code these to see if there's anything that's in the money. But right now there isn't anything that's in the money unless things have changed drastically over the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes since I last saw the portfolio. So I thought that's something that I can show you guys on a regular basis, because I'm pretty tapped out right now. I'm pretty tapped out on what I'm willing to sell shares on. Now, keep in mind, I took some stuff off. So we're going to talk about it as soon as I get into the portfolio in a second. Why I took some positions off that were doing extremely well is because this total collateral is just getting way, way too big. It's just getting way, way too big. The VIX is very, very low. So I feel like a volatility expansion event, things could go bad. So I had to take some good plays off the books. Not real high conviction, but easy to make money, if you will. There's a big difference there. Like there's a lot of plays that I can make money at. That doesn't mean that they're high conviction. I'm just good at making money with that particular stock because I got in at the right situation for us. So when push comes to shove, I want to be in really, really high conviction stuff, or the stuff that's lower conviction, that's a lot more speculative, like the Neos of the world, I want to keep those really, really small, if that makes sense. And then also Neo is way out in the distance, right? January of 2027. So it's a nothing burger I have to look at. So that's I can give more context by putting expiration dates and stuff, but then it's just a shot sheet. It's something that I look at. I don't need all those details. I got the brokerage for that. So this isn't to replace the brokerage. This is just to get me to the bottom line, because Tasty Trade doesn't give you this metric right here. So I am going to talk to customer service here in the next day or two and ask them, where the hell is that metric? Because it's important, because that is one thing that Robinhood gives us, is the total collateral that is required. And I know on Tasty Trade, it's a portfolio margin account, so it's a lot different, but I still would like to be able to find that metric on the brokerage. Now, if y'all know a way to find that metric, because I haven't been able to find it, let me know, because then this spreadsheet would go away. But until I can find that metric on the brokerage, I have to keep this spreadsheet in place. So anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed that a little bit. Let me get here with you guys. And Vince, talk to us, my man. How are you? If you want to introduce yourself a little bit to the audience, I already told them a little bit. You want to tell them a little bit about your story and what's going on, and then I'll pull up the portfolio and we can do a little quick portfolio update, because I have made some moves, specifically United Health.
Nice.
SoFi was a real big move that I made this morning. I wanted to toot my own horn or pat my own back, but I played it very well. I played it very, very well. And I just feel like I knew what was going to happen. So I capitalized on it, and it worked out. And now I repositioned myself in another strangle with SoFi that is much better as far as the width and strike prices that are very, very comfortable. Anyway, talk to us, Vince. Introduce yourself to the channel and what's going on.
Yeah, I'm a more sort of long-term investor, but because of your channel, I started doing options selling since around 1 year, and I'm invested since many years. And I feel more comfortable in the pharma sector, so I'm more comfortable in the sector which went down big today.
Yeah.
But it's no problem, because I'm really convinced, and I already had many drawdowns, big drawdowns. For example, I had the Meta drawdown in 2022 when it went from 300 to 80. I wrote it all down, and therefore for me it's nothing new. And I think someday maybe the market will get more rational, and maybe more solid companies will do good, same as in 2022. But until, obviously, it can be a bad year.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy because NVO, I don't know what happened. Did they introduce like a new CEO? Like, I don't even know what happened. I feel like I saw a headline, but I didn't.
It was just some studies. So they retired their guidance, and it's now a growth story from 8 to 14%, and not anymore from 14 to 20%. So it's still a bigger growth story. Obviously, not a growth story like Robinhood, but you have way lower valuations. So, in my point of view, it's such a big company and such an important field. And for example, Novo Nordisk, in my opinion, is a very good example for a story which was a momentum stock. It was a momentum stock until 2024 autumn, but right now it's not a momentum stock. So the momentum can shift super fast, and you never know it before. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been the hype of Novo Nordisk. In 2024, the stock price was at 150.
Wow. That's a lot, that's a lot for sure. Yeah, that's a lot, man. I just, I'm always very, very leery of these pharmaceuticals, because I just feel like they have a bad rap in general. The only one that's consistently made me money over the years is Pfizer. And I don't like the company at all.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like the company at all. but I'm just like, it's very consistent in where it
Yeah.
trades. Even like during COVID, I know it had a nice
Yeah.
little run during COVID because they were instrumental in helping
Yeah.
to pump out one of the COVID vaccines, right?
Yes.
So giving them credit for that because the world was in a state of panic, and then Pfizer came through, Moderna came through, and I can't think of the other company, Johnson and Johnson, I guess, came through, and that was important for people that were like, I'm never leaving home again, right?
Mm.
it was a crazy situation that we lived through, right, in 2019, 2020,
But
2021.
I think it's important to notice that these pharma companies are not that seen as good, but everybody wants to take their product.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everybody has a bit of headache, and they take pills. But they said before they don't like the companies who produce the pills.
I think that they've done a lot of good in the world. I just think that there's a lot of people that, like, I feel that they're the biggest drug pushers in the world, and there's a lot of
Mm.
people that, and I don't think it's their fault specifically, or maybe everybody's in cahoots. I don't know, but it is my suspicion that there's just a lot more money in treating the symptoms than
For
there
sure.
is in curing anything.
For sure.
It's a lot like the mechanic, where you bring the old car to the mechanic, and it's like, if he fixes it one time, he ain't gonna see you for a while, right?
For sure.
But if he's just like, he fixes this one thing and then the other thing and the other thing, you're like repeat business for this dude.
Yeah.
So I think that that's where they got maybe a little bit of a bad rap. And then there's been cases where doctors get kickbacks by pushing certain drugs on patients. So there's a lot of people that might be overly medicated. I believe that is true.
Yeah. For sure.
And there's a lot of freaking money in it, dude. There's a lot of money in it. There's a lot of powerful people behind these companies, and it's like oil. It ain't going anywhere. It ain't going
Yeah.
anywhere because there's way too much money. It's so important to different facets of the economy. And
TJ, what is your opinion on, for example, that when you are comparing all sectors together, that right now the healthcare sector is highly underperforming? Do you think there will come the time when it will switch, and that not
yeah,
everybody wants to have the technology stocks?
yeah. So I think that there's always this idea that money moves around in the market, right? Like money never really leaves the market. I know there's like a lot of money in the money market funds. I think there's like $6 or $7 trillion. I don't look at that. I don't look at that information on a regular basis. But I don't ever think that money really leaves the market. It just moves around from different sectors. Like some sectors are risk on, while some are risk off and stuff. So I think that there could be a transition into healthcare at some point.
Yeah.
But the question always becomes like, what's the catalyst, right? Like, to
Yeah.
me, the reason that the healthcare sector over the last year and a half or so was very appealing to a lot of people was because of the GLP-1. In 2019, 2020, that sector made people a lot of money because, like, I mean, look at, like, I made a lot of money off of Moderna.
Mm.
Moderna shot up during COVID like crazy, dude, like crazy.
Mm.
So people, I feel like that's where they speculate the most in that sector, dude. Like these little small biopharmaceutical plays, and they got this drug, and this is going to be the one for Alzheimer's or whatever. And it's already gone through this testing, and they're waiting on ABC. They got these patents, and they're waiting on these guinea pigs and these lab rats and all this other shit to come to fruition. And it's a beautiful story. But for every one story or a company that works out, there's probably 20 or 30 that failed that we didn't know about.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
it's very speculative. It's a very, very speculative space, in my opinion. And then if you look at the companies like the legit companies, I'm talking about companies very established, like the Pfizers of the world, and you start looking at their pipeline, the reason these companies were dominating so much, besides of all the corruption and manipulation that they're probably a part of, most likely they are, I feel, it's because they had all of these patents, right? So they could sell all of these drugs. But then these patents, I guess, they started expiring, So now all the generics are able to go in, so they lose market share because people are able to go buy these generic versions of them. So then now you kind of start looking at their pipeline. Like if you really study the pipeline, I don't know why I went down this rabbit hole like a year and a half. I think shout out to Chris Patel because I think Chris Patel started talking about it. And I was like, let me go down this rabbit hole. And it seemed like Pfizer was going to have about a 2-year gap there before new shit started spilling out of their pipeline.
Yeah.
And sure enough, Pfizer's had a rough go of it, right?
Yes.
So you gotta. That's why I stay out of I stay out of sectors where I have very, very little understanding, right? Like that's a Warren Buffett principle that I have adopted is staying your circle of competence, your sphere of confidence and competence, because like I believe that God gives you the ability to be anything that you want to be if you put your mind to it and you dedicate and so on and so forth, but you can't be everything. Only he can be everything.
Yeah.
Like you can't be everything to everybody, right? Like we're just not like, we're not like that. We're not omniscient. We're not omnipotent. We're not omnipresent. We're not ubiquitous. We're not God. So you gotta like pick something and try to do that one thing. So in investing, I'm like, I know I can sell puts and calls, but I can't figure out every sector and all that. Like that's just way beyond my understanding. Like I ain't trying to be grok. Like I feel like there's something that I want to coin here today. I feel like a lot of y'all suffer from chat GPT syndrome, right? Where you want to know everything about everything, and I just want to know how to make a lot of fucking money. Like I'm very, very crystal clear on my objective. And I know that if I can sell puts, I can sell calls, I can collect premium, I can roll when it makes dollars and cents. 1 second, I have a live. Hold on 1 sec. I'll be done in about 20 minutes if you're still available. I didn't. Anyway, sorry about that. One of my super OGs, dude. I'm freaking live, and I have an appointment with him at 11:30. Man, I'm a shitty guy. Anyway, sorry about that, Joe. I'll get on the FaceTime with him as soon as we're done here. So I guess my thing is Vincent is. Can you get good at making money? Can you get good at making money with your portfolio versus trying to like figure out why the hell is Novo tanking and all this other sector tanking? Because at the end of the day, it's about how are you positioned in that sector. And I know personally you're heavily weighted into the healthcare, right?
Yes.
But is it going away? Is it going to zero? Mad money? Very unlikely, right?
I think it's very important to point out what is the reasoning behind going into the stock, because I don't run into stocks just because of high IV, or just because of some tweet on X. The reason behind it is because healthcare is a really solid and really stable sector. And when I'm thinking about an overvalued market, where should I go? Should I run into Robinhood and put all my net worth into Robinhood, or do some strangles? I feel way more comfortable when I'm seeing a flat line in the revisions, and when I see most pharma companies have the same estimates for earnings per share since 1 year, about 2027, for example, or it's really stable, so you don't have these kind of surprises, which I don't like. But for example, Novo Nordisk paid me for around 3% for 4 or 5 weeks of premiums, and in my opinion, it's pretty good. So when I have a 70 strike, obviously right now it looks stupid, but I had around, I think it was $3 or $4. So my break even point is around 66 or 67. It's not that bad, and I think when people would be happy about 66 1 month ago, they should be happy about it right now too. And I think most people aren't that consequent in their thinking.
No, I agree. So let me look. Let's look at the chart real quick on
Yes.
on Novo. This is I have to go over to the different side of the platform because I don't know what I pissed off the Tasty Trade shark shark gods. They give me a shitty ass chart if I'm on the other side. So let me go over here. Let me go over here and let's just type in charts and see if it'll let me change the ticker there, right? So NVO and see what happens. See if this is it. There we go. So this is it. So this is on the daily. So let's put it. I just like looking at things on a weekly basis personally.
Yes.
Again, it's all whatever you guys want to do, right? So this is on a weekly basis, and this is going back quite a bit, right? So apparently Novo has been trading for a hot minute.
For sure.
According to this thing, since 2006. Looks like it was, or I don't know, maybe even longer. Is that right? I don't know. I don't know when the company went public. But let's just take it from like 2007 or 8. It seems like it was flatlining. And what you're seeing here is you're seeing the candles and you're seeing the Bollinger Band. That's the only thing that I have on here. So it seems like it was trending and trending and trending. And then seems like in 17, sometimes between 17 and 18, there was a little bit of a leg up. And then around, past COVID, it seems like it did okay during COVID, but not crazy. But then over here in 23, 24, there was a huge spike up. And you look at it, you can say that's a double top, triple top, whatever fancy shit you want to call it. Doesn't matter. Bottom line is it's fallen from grace since June the 24th of 2024. It seemed like that was the high. And for whatever reasons, this company has been on a free fall since. There's been a lot of yes, no, maybe so along the way.
Uh-huh.
A lot of, oh, no, here we go, right? That's what I call it. Like, no, when you go down, come back up, here we go, right? Oh, no, here we go. So there's been a lot of, oh, no, here we go with the stock for about a year. So I don't know what escalated this move. And I don't know what caused this move either because I am unfamiliar. So a chart only tells me price action.
Yes.
It tells me what happened. The fundamentals are going to probably tell you why it happened, right? I have a hard time believing that this was just short interest or something like that. There has to be something with drugs. There has to be something with lawsuits. There's got to be something with CEO because of the type of business that it's in. I don't know. But this here says there was a lot of hope. And this here says there is a lot of uncertainty.
Yes.
So I don't know. This is where, again, the chart is only good for so much as far as you can look at what would be a good entry point. Just eyeballing it somewhere here in these levels, right where it's at, because there's probably going to be a lot of support right here. A lot of support right here. Like we do a little price line right here. So we do something like right in here. Like let's just mark that one right there real quick. We'll make it a little bit bigger. So like right in that area, and then do another price line here. So maybe like right in that area, like somewhere right in that area there. Pretty wide range, right? Pretty wide range. But somewhere like right in that area, I think anywhere in that area wouldn't be a horrible spot to nibble a little bit. Now you do have this huge ass red candle right here, which is the one we're working on right now. So we put this on the daily. Again, this isn't Uzi options type of.
Yes.
But this is just keeping it real fucking simple, because at the end of the day, whether you put the Fibonacci's and all that shit on there, you can see certain things that are very obvious, right? So you can look at this little area here. If you go all the way back over here, it matches up to this little area. So that might be it's probably reasonable to say that it's going to be real hard for it to go beneath those areas right here. But that being said, it's been a falling knife for a while, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a falling knife for a hot minute here. We just look at the chart now to really
Yes.
confirm that you got to look at you got to look at your moving averages and all that stuff. I'm not putting any of that on here. The only thing we have is the Bollinger Band, and that's based on the 20-day moving average, right?
TJ, I put a link in your YouTube chat. So
Okay.
what is this link? It's just a screenshot of a tool I use. So for example, this tool gives you a chart basically of earnings per share for all the years in the past. And for example, the orange line is when you just calculate earnings multiplied with 15, and the blue line just would be the line which applies for Novo Nordisk. So Novo Nordisk was always a stock which traded around a 20 PE line. So for example, you see just 22 and 23, the year 2022 and 23 just were the years when the hype was just super big, but the performance wasn't bad. So the business was doing good, same as Microsoft in the early 2000s. But obviously, sometimes you have the reversion to the mean. And in my opinion, when there was too much greed in 2023, right now you have too much fear. And I think it's always better to buy into fear than to buy
Yeah.
into greed. But this is just my opinion. Some players like to play more the momentum game.
Yeah. Real quick, buying power usage is not equal to total collateral. No. That answer is no. And we can artificial intelligence Google it here in a little bit. So yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. How do you feel about the sector right now? I mean, forget about your positions for a second. I know it's hard to do because we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, right?
Yeah.
But forget about that for a second. But do you think people all of a sudden are all going to get healthy overnight?
No, of course not.
So people are living longer. So
Yeah.
I think that there's a chance that they're going to have to keep taking their blood pressure medications and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think the space is going anywhere. So now it's just okay. Let's talk about Novo for a second. Is it a legitimate company? Like, do they have crazy revenues? Do they have legitimate contracts? I don't know enough about it. BR Baller was in here, and this was the flavor of the week for him a couple months ago. Right, this was the one that he was going to marry. Remember? And then before that, it was American Eagle, and then now he's over there with Lululemon. So he's the playboy that goes to the club and picks up a girl every week or two, and this is the one brings her home to mom and dad. But NVO was one of those girls that he brought home, and we looked at it, and we had some concerns about a month or two ago when he was on the channel pumping his book, right, pumping his leap. So I don't know why we had those concerns back then. I'd have to go roll the tape. But there was some, and I wasn't the one really talking about NVO. There was somebody else that was chiming in. I can't remember who was talking about it, but there was some concern. So like if it was me and I was gonna like start like trying to dig into the company, the first thing that I would probably do is get familiar with it based on the chatter and DX community. And then I would just have a conversation with Grok about it. Hey, what can you tell me about NVO? I mean, obviously the stocks collapsed. I could see that.
Actually, the funny thing is, I have done it, and I was thinking about should I do Amgen, should I do AbbVie, should I do more Merck? And actually, Grok said to me the top pick is Novo Nordisk. So,
So let's ask it right now.
right now he has changed his opinion, but
Yeah,
Grok,
well, I mean, of course
Grok
he's
won't
got
send
more
me the
data.
money.
He's got more
Grok
data.
won't send me.
Let's do that real quickly. Can you?
Yeah.
Hey, Grok. Are you there, Grok? You awake, Grok?
Yep, I'm right here for you. What's on your mind?
Real quickly, NVO, Novo Nordisk, or however you say it, it just fell off a cliff in the stock market. What can you tell me? What are some catalysts? Like, why does the market hate it so much all of a sudden?
Novo Nordisk stock dropped sharply because the company cut its full-year sales and profit forecasts, mainly due to lower than expected U.S. sales of its weight loss drug, Wegovy. Posts on X also point to increased competition from cheaper compounded rivals and new tariffs on European pharmaceuticals as factors weighing on the stock.
Can you dig a little more? That just seems like very surface level information.
Yeah, no, for sure, it's super surface because, for example, when you don't introduce that you are some
Some posts on X suggest Novo Nordisk might be facing challenges beyond U.S. sales of Wegovy. The recent 58% drop in share price is tied to a mix of factors. 1. The market was spooked by disappointing trial results for their experimental obesity drug, which showed less weight loss than investors hoped. 2. There's growing noise about competition heating up, not just from cheaper compounded drugs, but also from rivals like Eli Lilly, pushing their own weight loss treatments. 3. There's chatter about regulatory pressures and potential tariffs on European pharma, which could hit Novo's bottom line. Lastly, some investors on X are pointing out that despite the drop, Novo's fundamentals, like strong cash flow and a grip on the diabetes and obesity markets, might make this a buying opportunity, though sentiment's mixed, with others saying the stock's still overvalued given the risks.
okay.
So what is their current price to sales and earnings per share and all of those metrics? Do you have that handy?
Posts on X suggest Novo Nordisk's forward price to earnings ratio is around 13.9 times for 2025, with a price to sales ratio of about 6.62, and earnings per share for Q2 2025 at DKK 5.96. For the most current and precise figures, you'd want to check financial platforms like Bloomberg or Yahoo Finance, as these metrics can shift fast with market moves.
How does that compare to other companies in their sector?
Posts on X suggest that Novo Nordisk's forward price to earnings ratio of 13.9 times for 2025 is lower than some competitors like Eli Lilly, which is closer to 40 times, reflecting Novo's recent price drop and Lilly's stronger market sentiment. Novo's price to sales ratio of 6.62 is also relatively high compared to the broader pharmaceutical sector, where averages often sit around 4 to 5 times. But it's in line with other obesity and diabetes drug leaders like Lilly, given their premium growth expectations. Earnings per share for Novo at DKK 5.96 for Q2 2025 is solid, but lags behind Lilly's higher EPS projections due to its broader product pipeline and market share. Check financial platforms for exact peer comparisons, as these numbers move fast and vary by company focus.
So again, like that's just where I start, right? And then you gotta start digging. You gotta go listen to earnings calls and what does the company have to say for themselves, right? And so it's not as easy. Like, dude, when I first started in this game, 25% drop on Novo, no fucking brainer. Let's buy shares, right?
Yes.
Like, I wouldn't even think about it. Oh, that's got to be a deal. It's got to be a deal. But then as I got my ass kicked a few times trying to play that game, I started realizing that there's a reason stocks go up sometimes, and there's a reason stocks go down, right? So you gotta like really start looking and be like, okay, like if it's super, super solid, I'm okay maybe establishing a position here, invest and then investigate, right? There's that ideology as well, and I like that. But I wouldn't go like super, super heavy until I was able to build a case. I was able to build an investment thesis, and then you can build around that investment thesis. And it also depends on your time horizon, right? With a company like this, it would be very, very hard for me to sell a strangle though, because I'm a lot more comfortable selling a strangle on a stock that's shot up versus one that's shot down, because now I feel like the unlimited risk is always to the upside. Because I mean, I don't think this company's going to go to zero. Could it drop another 10 or 20%? Sure. But it could also, let's just say there's some positive news and then it goes up 30, 40 points, right? And now I'm babysitting this damn short call. So the only way that I would be comfortable playing a stock like this right now after a drop like that is not with a short strangle, but with a covered strangle. Yeah. In other words, own the shares, eliminate the risk to the upside, handle the risk to the downside like a big boy, right? and do that. But then in order to do that, I'm going to have to go spend 4 to 6 hours unless I just do the position really small in order to do something substantial, because I'm going to have to go do homework in other words.
Could you see yourself playing the Leap playbook or playing cash secured puts on Novo Nordisk, because the premiums aren't that bad, so it should be for your gusto.
Fundamental.
Sorry about that. Grok was still listening.
Mm.
Yeah, what were you saying, Vince? Sorry about that.
I was asking you if for you Novo Nordisk looks interesting enough to buy Leaps or to start a position by selling cash secured puts.
Yeah.
Because, for example, the premiums aren't bad. You probably will have the same premiums on Novo Nordisk as for SoFi, I guess.
Yeah. So you see, like on a company like NVO, so like how could I do it here? Well, let's say you're just itchy, right? You're itchy because you want to be in the game, right? Because a lot of people have they call it happy trigger fingers, right?
Mm.
So let's just say you want to be in the game and you want to feel it out. Like, what does it feel like having it on the books? And you want to have plenty of time to invest and then investigate. Because right now, this is the part that's kind of weird. Like I'm 52 days out, and you see how small that copper strip is. That's the expected move.
Yeah,
that's surprising to me just looking at it. But it's still like a month out. That's a little bit of a bigger copper strip, and it seems like something right at the money. What is it trading at right now? 54, like something like right at the money. 26 delta. It's not bad, but the one thing I don't like about it is this doesn't appear to be a very liquid option chain either, at least not at the 31 day. Let me go to a different cycle. Let me go to the third Friday of the month. This is usually where the players are. And again, I'm just looking at the open interest is pretty light. So that tells me that I'm probably not going to get the best fills, So let me go to the 80 day just to see like where the crackheads at, right? Like
but for example,
I see a little bit
I found really
gamblers.
nice. I was filled really nice on Novo Nordisk, so for me it was one of the better pharma companies.
Yeah,
I got a really tight bid and ask.
I'm seeing zeros here. There's a lot here. There we go. On August the 15th, there's a lot of action here in this $50-$45 range. Obviously, in that $45 range, who in the hell is going to want to put up that kind of collateral to make $6? But you see how wide that is, 6 to 22.
Yes.
But this 86 to 90, that's pretty tight. So I feel like if you wanted to take a little bit of a leap of faith, again, and I'm not an advocate for this. But if you're willing to be patient, like if I was going to play this trade, I would just sell puts.
Yeah.
I would hope that NVO shoots up, and then I could sell the call later versus selling the call right now. Because if I was going to like sell the call right now, I wouldn't be comfortable. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be comfortable unless I was doing it over here at like, I don't know, like 65 maybe or something like that.
No, for sure. You don't want to cut the wins when you are right, and don't want to put the covered call too tight on your cost basis.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd be like, am I comfortable here, right? So like, gotta clear this shit here real quick. So, am I comfortable here? Like with like 100 contracts, for instance, would I be comfortable there? Could I get it done in the middle? Review, send. How do I like that? Now, obviously, this is a little bit different than doing a cash secured put. It's on a cash secured put. You're having to tie up quite a bit of money, right? $5,000 a contract. Here it's a little bit different because my buying power is only getting reduced by like 40 grand to bring in 8,500, 8,477 after fees. So this is where tasty trading, having portfolio margin makes a huge difference, and it incentivizes you to maybe participate in a trade that you wouldn't even consider on the Robinhood platform. Because there's no way that I'm going to go tie up $5,000 on the Robinhood platform for 17 days to bring in $83. I'm just saying it out loud. It sounds retarded.
Oh, for sure. I could see you, for example, trading at the 50 strike price, and I'm sure at the 50 strike price around end of August, the 29th August, I think it is. I think you would get a nice premium, at least $1 on a share.
Well, right now I'd be getting 80 something, right? 85 or so.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it's really the IV contraction after this.
Yeah,
after this
you
fall.
could play IV contraction because right now the IV rank is 58.3 on the top left, right?
Okay.
So that's one option. Another one would be I want to go out because I want to just like really look at this thing and study it, and I want to be more risk averse, if you will, and I could do the 45s because there's a lot of people over there. 52 days out at the 45. It's not real tight. This is one of those that you probably put it in the middle and hope it fills, right? Essentially. So 100 contracts, and I'd be like, no, you got to pay me my 55 because there's a lot of uncertainty there. So when you're taking on what you feel is like a more risky, uncertain trade, fight for your premium. Like fight for your premium, right?
Yeah.
So, something like that, review and send. You're getting paid $54.77, tying up $22,000. That's not horrible. That's not horrible. But again, for me, it all starts with interest.
Okay.
Like, how there's open interest there? I'm talking about my interest. Like, am I interested? Because if I'm not interested, premiums alone at this stage in my career is not enough to get me to put a ticker on the books anymore. Like, I legit want to be interested because I'm going to have to suffer through those earnings calls. I'm going to thumb through at 2 a.m. I'm going to go find a 10Q or a 10K or something. And I'm going to be trying to make sense of this business because I feel like whenever you buy into a company, you're buying into the business, right? So it'd be a good idea to know what the hell that business does just to get comfortable, even though I'm playing just a range right now. But that doesn't mean that it's always going to be a range. I mean, right now, let's look at Amazon. It's 220 and 250. It's a huge range. It's not huge, but it's a pretty decent range. I don't really want to own it at 220, but if Amazon were to dip back down to 200, now I'd be looking at, hey, maybe it's time to take ownership of those shares and write them up as a swing trade, 10 or 20 bucks to give the portfolio a nice pop, right? So I'm always looking at that stuff. So it helps to know quite a bit about these companies so that you can make those decisions at the time the opportunity presents itself. So anyway, I think Novo's tough, man. I think it's tough, but you say you're like in the mid 60s, or where are you at with your situation?
Yeah, for example, I am remembering me playing the puts on the 80 strike, and I made already, I think, 2 or 3 times nice premium money on the 80 strike. So obviously, when it's now at the 60 or 70, I feel more comfortable. I have 20 options on 60 and 20 options on 70 strike.
Nice. And then what is the expiry?
It's end of August, 29th of August.
Gotcha. And are you planning on just taking ownership there? Or
yeah, easily. I won't manage shit.
Nice.
Yeah, easy. I mean, when you don't play this game on margin, you just can't take ownership. Or I just could do now the big loss and won't get any benefit of it because in the end of the year I have to pay the taxes. So I don't even have benefits when I'm now losing money there.
Right. Well, cool. So I'm gonna have to get going here. So let me just show y'all the moves that I made real quick. So I think the first one that people want to talk about is probably SoFi. Is that fair? Can y'all go to the far right and can y'all see that the year to date is now positive? Year to date, 269,000. It wasn't long ago when this was negative quite a bit. So these numbers are legit. I didn't call up Tom and Tony and be like, hey, can y'all give me a solid? I'm going to go live on later and I'm going to be featuring y'all's platform. And can y'all just put some fake numbers up there? Like, that's just not how this works, right? So what happened? What happened? Because now you only see 1,000 contracts at 20 and 1,000 contracts at 32, 80 days out. So let's go to the history. Let's go to the history, and we're gonna show SoFi, and there's SoFi, and we're gonna go transactions. So these are all of the transactions of SoFi today. This is a day filter for today. So what did I do? So it started yesterday, actually. Yesterday. So let me go filter the last 7 days, if you
TJ,
want.
I will go offline here. It was nice to talk with you.
Yeah, for sure, my man. I'll talk to you on the next call.
See you. Bye-bye.
Give it up for Vince, guys. I appreciate him chiming in and helping us out with his insight in the healthcare sector. So what did I do with SoFi? So if I click on SoFi here, yesterday I closed out 1,000 of the short calls, and then I rolled the short puts up from 19 to 20. So that's what I did. And then today closed out the entire position. So it really helped out. Now you see the year to date, right? You see the year to date, 271. And then with fees, 252. And then I opened up the new position today after everything settled down. I was like, okay, I think it's going to come back down, but I want to go ahead and lock in the strike at 32, and then I'm comfortable at 20. I feel like 20 is going to be the new floor for SoFi. So that's what I did. So I sold 1,000 short puts at 20 and 1,000 short calls at 32. So I took a lot of the risk off the table because I plugged in the numbers to the little spreadsheet, and I was like, hey, SoFi position's a bit ridiculous. Let's pump the numbers down a little bit. So that's what I did. And now I feel really, really good about it, playing a lot smaller. And I reduced the timeline. So we're January of 2026. Now we're October the 17th, going to be a little bit before the next earnings. And I feel like this is something that I can manage. If it goes up, I'm going to roll up the 20s, 21, 22, 23, 24. Keep doing that game. I think 32 is giving me plenty of room. Baby doll, what's going on over there? I feel like 32 is giving us pretty good room to the upside. So I don't feel a lot of pressure there. It's a pretty delta neutral trade, 20 and 16. So I just love the repositioning on SoFi. I love the repositioning on the strikes. I love the repositioning on the timeline. I love the repositioning on the delta. I just feel a hell of a lot better about it. And also I love that I locked in the win. I locked in the win. So now I'm not like, at some point I had 5,000 short calls. Now it would have been kind of cool to have left them on now, right? Because it dipped a little bit down, but I was like, that would have been a lot of pressure. I wouldn't have liked the way the account looked or felt this morning. So I just feel a lot better about it. Other thing that I did is if I look at the transactions for today, or I'll just go year to date, I closed out United Health. Had already logged a nice little win. Initially, it was 18,000, and then I opened up another real big position. United Health had earnings today, and I didn't think they were great. But I was like, I looked up, and I'm like, holy shit, I can lock in $68,000 and be done with this guy. It's not a super high conviction play for me, and I want to have more contracts on Amazon, Google, Apple, etc. And that's exactly what I did. Now on Amazon, you're looking at 500 short strangles at 220 and 250, 52 days out. This is coming to get I'm a lot more familiar with. The premiums are real damn good too. And I just feel like I can manufacture the win. It's something that I want to be in for the next 3 to 5 years. I also added 250 more contracts to HIMS. I kept the same strike price, 52 days out, a heck of a lot more premiums. And then HIMS and Amazon are also cheaper than United Health on a dollar per share basis. So I was like, I'd rather be more obligated to buy shares of a company that I believe in a lot more at a price that's just cheaper in general, less expensive. And I added another 250 contracts to Google, kept the same strike price. I'm not very comfortable with the strike prices on the 205. That's okay, because I'm planning on being in this trade for 3 to 5 years, and I want to start racking up those credits. And eventually this thing will have a 250 on the short call and maybe 200 on the short put, because I think Google is going to go up and to the right, and I'll be in a situation where I just feel a lot more comfortable. So that is how it all looks now, guys. I feel real good about the portfolio. We got 500 short puts on Amazon at 220, 250 on the short calls. Clean Sparks 11 and 18, all 52 days out. HIMS is 40 and 80, 52 days out. Soxel is 22 and 35, 52 days out. Apple is 195 and 235, 52 days out. Google is 175, 205, 52 days out. TSLL is 9 and 22, 52 days out. And then now we start the longer dated cycles. SoFi is 80 days out, 20 and 32. I feel much better about that strangle. Hood is 115 days out, 85 and 135. I feel like I don't even have to look at this trade for a while. Palantir is 140 and 180. I feel okay about it. I feel real good about it at the 180. It's a little dicey on the 140. I can't wait until this thing's got 100 handle on it. Then I'll feel real good about it. And Palantir would potentially get up to 500 contracts at that point. TSLL is weighing the distance, 250 on the puts, 500 on the calls. Enphase, we just have the 200 puts, and then we have the 200 leaps. That's what's going on with Enphase. NEO, we have the 200 puts at 4, and then we have 200 leaps at 7 for January of 27. And then Riot is just 200 leaps at $20. January of 2027. So that's the portfolio in a nutshell. The only one I'm going to show is my son's account. I cleaned everything up this morning because Enphase is getting challenged. So I need to make sure that we have all of the money there so we can dance with it, because now we're challenged. We're legit challenged on the short put. So I'm going to leave it alone because this is an agreement to buy 5,000 shares of Enphase at $33. And we only got $101,700 to work with. So I'm just going to try to collect that data, because the data is getting aggressive now, $400 on a daily basis. So I'm just going to gut it out and stay in this trade. And I've lowered the strike price on the 40, on the short put from 40 to 38 to bring in more credits. So I'm just trying to stay in this trade as long as we can. And if Enphase takes up $1 or something like that, then I'm going to just try to ride this thing out to expiration. There's just enough extrinsic value to get us up over the $100,000 mark. In fact, if you look at it there, it's the cash value is $101,700. So if this thing expires in the money, that would be the net liquidation value of the account, and that is what we're trying to do. So I'm not anticipating putting any other trades on. I'm going to monitor this Enphase trade. Obviously can't afford to take ownership of 5,000 shares at $33. We don't have quite enough money unless I was willing to buy them on margin, which I'm not really. If I rolled down to 30 and somehow Enphase went down to 30, then I'd probably take that calculated gamble, because there are other monies that I could funnel into the account. So that's how it sits. That's how it sits in a nutshell. So sorry to disappoint some of you guys. We all thought that y'all were going to log on to me to watch me today and think that I had blown up the account or something like that. I'm sorry that I disappointed you, but y'all should know by now. Y'all should know by now. I've been doing this for a hot minute, and one thing I know how to do is manage the portfolio, manage the bankroll, and manage my emotions. And I'm not afraid to lock in wins, and I'm also not afraid to cut losses. Like, I do whatever is necessary. Not what I feel like doing. I do whatever is necessary. BR Baller, are you there, man?
Yes, what's going on, TJ? How are you?
Why are you hiding there again, dude? We just saw you yesterday. Now
No, I'm sorry, because I'm not.
You only
I
got
put a
a
shirt
face.
on.
You only got a face for radio today, or what?
No, I got you. I'm just putting a shirt on. I saw you were talking Was it the other guy that had a position in Novo, or were you looking to add one? Because I came in a little bit late and I saw you were.
No, Vince has some short put or cash secured puts on Novo that have gone in the money, and I was telling him that Novo was one of those girls that you brought home, introduced her to the family, and said she was the one. And I'm pretty sure you're pretty damn happy that you dumped her, right?
Oh my god! Oh my god! I would have lost like 20K. The whole investment almost actually. It's down like 80%.
Yeah. So how do you feel about it now? I'm saying because you loved it at those levels. I mean, this is like the girl that cheated on you, but now she went to the church retreat and she found Jesus. You know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I love it at these levels. It's tempting because the IV is so high to short like some puts on it.
Yeah.
I usually only play one stock at a time, and I still like Lulu more.
But
it's tempting. It's cheap, bro. It's really undervalued. Like
Grok said that there's mixed emotions on X about it being overvalued and whatnot. It talked about a company like Amgen. There's Eli Lilly that I think is the
king.
Eli Lilly is the gold standard in that space, in my opinion.
Yeah, of course.
But you can make a lot of money. I always say that picking stocks in the sector is like horse racing.
Yeah.
There's win, there's place, then there's show, right? Win, place is second place, show is third place. You can make a lot of money betting on place and show too.
Yeah, of course.
So you don't have to pick the best company in the sector.
Yeah.
It's getting compelling. I haven't done enough, and I'm just not. It comes down to like my open interest, Gavin. It comes down to my open interest. I'm just not interested in the space. I wasn't interested in it whenever you talked about it. I mean, maybe if it dipped to like $40, then it just becomes,
that would be
it just becomes. Well, I know I can make money. I don't have to be interested to make money, but I'm not even convinced that I'm going to make money at these levels. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm afraid to sell naked calls on it, right? Because
I wouldn't.
It's kind of like. That's the main reason that I took off United Health.
Yeah.
Because I was always uneasy on that trade because even though the $400 naked call was way out of the money, it was still on a stock that I personally seen trading over $600.
Yeah, of course.
Like, wrecked, and it was a big position, 250 contracts.
Yeah, wow.
So I'd rather have those 250 contracts on Google, something I'm at least familiar with, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea if there was any fraud or whatever with Medicare. I have no idea.
Yeah, of course.
Medicare or Medicaid. I don't know enough, and I don't care enough to know. But what I do know is that I was up 61,000. I can take all that risk off the table, shuffle it over to Amazon and Google. Sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. The two worst sectors are healthcare and apparel, and I was in both. Now I'm still in apparel, but those two are the most manipulated, rigged. It's all. I swear to you, you can even fact check me. A lot of times when it drops, it's always an inside job. I swear to you, it's the most manipulated industries. So that's why I don't blame you. I would rather go to Google or anything. I wouldn't waste my time on that. But Novo, I mean,
right here, Gam Dog saying UNH is an incredible company. Their moat is incredibly strong. The insurance industry is complicated, very difficult at times, but nobody does it better than United. And I think all of those things can be true.
Yeah.
I also think that this is true. I was very uncomfortable with that strangle because I felt like I was going to wake up one day and that $400 naked call was going to get wrecked. Now I could just keep rolling up my strikes on the put. I could manage it because I was very, very wide. But if I'm going to find myself in a situation where I'm managing something like that could be extremely volatile, and it just needs a little bit of good news to go up real quickly. In my opinion.
Yeah, of course.
It better be ticker Tesla. You follow?
Yeah.
It better be my highest conviction play of all time. If I'm going to be in that situation where I'm going to be sweating a little bit. I feel like there's an echo. I'm not sure I'm hearing an echo right now.
Is it on my end or yours?
I think it's yours. Let me. Is it just me, guys? Because I'm the one hearing an echo, or y'all hearing an echo also?
Wait. Okay, I muted and unmuted myself. Is it better now? Or
Yes.
Maybe it's the area I'm in. Let me just.
Yeah. No, we're good. So anyway,
I was
did
gonna
I?
ask you. I saw. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, he's saying that he heard it too. It's no longer echoing.
Yeah,
Though.
I hear it. I actually hear an echo too, but I don't know if it's from me. It just hears like I don't know.
Well, I wasn't hearing it previously, so you're the only. You're the only.
Yeah, it has to be. It's my connection. What was it? Okay, I was gonna ask you about SoFi.
Go
I
ahead.
saw the 20 and 32, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's my new strangle. I feel good about it.
You don't think 30 is better? 20 and 30? And then it's in the middle right now, almost?
Yeah. But I want to, again, on a short strangle, the unlimited risk is to the upside, not to the downside.
Yeah, true. Oh, yeah, true.
Because I think SoFi not going to drop under 15 probably ever again, short of a reverse flip. I want to make sure that I'm always playing more conservative to the unlimited risk, which is the short call versus the short put. And I heard most of the earnings call today. I was on Tevis's channel, I guess. It was Tevis, Tanner, and Data Driven Investing. They all got together at like 6 o'clock this morning and started talking all things SoFi. And then I heard probably 30, 40%, 50% of the call. I was dozing in and out. I was trying to hear it, but I was laying in bed. And it seemed really good. It seemed like this loan platform business is an absolute monster. It's a vertical that wasn't really on anybody's bingo card. And now it is. And I feel like the sky's the limit. I feel like they've got finally some good news brewing with Galileo and transitioning over to Technisys. I think SoFi could legit be $30 by the end of the year and stay there and then start working its way up. So when things change, you get new information. You don't want to be stubborn, right? Like whenever you're selling strangles, you're going to be very malleable, very flexible. So I feel like I got very, very fortunate that I made money on the big ass short strangle that I had. But at the same time, I felt like if I stayed stubborn with it, it was going to be worth it because I could just close out the position for a profit, scale back into another one where I'm a lot more comfortable. And I started with 1,000 contracts, so pretty large already. And then, I get the right situation, maybe I can add another 2,000 contracts. But I saw an opportunity to reposition myself, add to Amazon and Google and HIMS, and it was just a no-brainer for me.
I still can't believe it was $9 earlier this year. That's what it's just like wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So it's what it is, man. But I wanted to show y'all on Twitter. Let me see if I can pull it up here because I feel like there's people that went to my page today just to see if I got right.
Bro, I don't understand why people are hating on you. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't get it. It's like, what do you do wrong? I don't understand. It's not like.
Yeah, like right here, banana clips. It's like they want you to get wrecked. Like, what the fuck? Who messages someone that? Like this is my boy, CR. He's like, I came to check on hobby. How are things looking, right? And this is a cool dude though. I was like, crushed it, closed out the SoFi strangle for $260,000 profit, open new ones, less contracts, 20 and 32 strikes. So there's the messages there. I don't need to show those, but so let's see what I put. I must have put something here. So first off, let's click like. Let's click the stream. We're on here.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Let's see if anybody's commented here. No, nothing there. Let me keep. Is this us? The trolls are out.
Always, bro. Twitter. You saw my picture yesterday, TJ, me running for president.
Yeah,
the trading career.
That was awesome. That was awesome. So I put here, we're climbing steady. So this is something that I want to be showing on every stream. That's the net lick this morning. So just look at the profit and loss for the day, right?
That's crazy.
Y'all have seen the profit and loss. It went down like 50 grand, right? Because it was like 2 plus 2 something. So you can piece together what the net lick is for the day. So there's that. And then I put here for all the folks texting, if I am getting wrecked, come on, guys, have a little faith in me. You should know by now.
Facts.
So that's the way the position looked this morning whenever the market opened. So up 505,000 on the short puts, down 280. I'm sorry. This was total, right? 282,000 on the short calls, and that's the difference there. But I had already made like 40 grand on some short calls, some naked calls, because I was kind of like swing trading some naked calls.
Yeah.
Like 3,000 of them. And I had closed those already. And yesterday I had closed 1,000 of these short calls. So I just, it worked out, man. It worked out. What can I say? Sometimes it's better be lucky than good. Another good news on the Tesla. I now can talk to Grok, intelligent investment built by XAI, choose Grok's voice and personality, ranging from storyteller to unhinged to launch, go to the app that are there, just press the little mic button in the steering wheel. So I'm very, very excited to drive my Model S Plaid today, and I feel like I have a friend now, right? Whenever I'm driving, and this is for my subscribers. For the subscribers, I put the Calendly app on there so that they can click the link and schedule their meetings or FaceTime. And this is the massive shorts triangle. I put it in last night, going into earnings, what I had. So y'all can see how that's way different than how it turned out, right?
Yeah.
And let's see what kind of feedback I was getting, right? Because there's receipts. $20 puts are pretty ballsy. SoFi tends to tank hard on earnings. And I put this time is different, LOL. And Christian is, and if it rips, your plan is to double down on selling more naked calls. It's unlikely that it keeps pushing until it isn't. Look, Palantir Hood. I go, it's all situational. Let's see what earnings brings. It can tank to 15, and I would have to babysit the short puts. Everyone is always so optimistic. Big bets, I think SoFi ends 26.5 tomorrow. That's that boy CR.
Yeah.
And, obviously it's not going to hit 26.50, but it still did pretty well. Excuse me. Hey, Roland, I'm wrapping up the YouTube. I'll call you in a second, but bye-bye. I think they will crush it as well. I'm totally okay rolling if necessary, so I'm not sweating it one bit. It's not like the 5,000 short, but it wouldn't be printing. And then what's your reasoning for going all the way to January 2026 instead of September? Thanks in advance. And I said I don't want to manage them. 21 is my price target on SoFi. And that's why I picked the striking date. I'll adjust strike and deal in the next 90 days, no biggie. So that's where it's at. So I feel like I didn't get a lot of crap from anybody here. Are those 2,000 naked calls at 25 strike? Please tell me they are covered. They are not covered. And then this person saying they have cover calls on SoFi at 27. I think those are pretty safe. I must admit, I'm a little nervous going into earnings. I think this one's going to be fire. I need to get a strength that's going to help me manage a blowout. So I didn't answer this one here. Great, TJ, 5,000 and 2,000 is the number of contracts. Why would be empty at put strike 19? I don't understand what that means.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't understand what that means, but these robots probably do. They answered everything there.
They're everywhere.
Well, I'm over here telling you I started a top class learning. I didn't realize I had done this. Let's see what I did. Started a top class learning and training program for all of my fully focused followers. for both beginners and advanced investors on channel. Say hi to be part of my great mentorship program, Telegram. I don't even have Telegram.
Bro,
I block. Drop hello so you can be added to my trading group on Telegram. Direct access
oh my God.
here, man.
TJ, I didn't know you were selling signals.
Click on the link in my pinned post to join my free trading group. TJ the Real DESUB.
Oh my God. There's no way people fall for it though. There's just no way.
Oh, man, I hope people aren't falling for this shit, dude. That is so crazy, yo. Oh, here's another one, dude. The TJ the Wheel Deal put his entire trading system on his community trading server, step by step, no guesswork. Grab it here. Wow.
Beware of scammers.
What's wrong with you, dude?
Yo, they get
wrong with you,
bro.
Goodness, bro.
Elon gotta fix that.
That is the tweet cards of the day right there. Those
Oh
scammers,
my
dude.
God.
Goodness, bro. Scares me. Scares me. Anyway, let's see if there's anything else. I personally don't have the balls to do short strangles. More comfortable with cash secured puts and credit spreads on my calls. I mean, it's fair. Everybody has to play to their strengths. TJ, do you view this current strategy as your end all be all, or could you see yourself adjusting and owning shares in the future? On a massive dip, definitely the easiest way to make money. And again, I said the easiest way, not the most efficient way, but I'm definitely okay buying shares and making money on the shares too. So transitioning to covered strengths, if you will. Thoughts on selling CSPs on BNPR after the big dip? Not interested. There's a lot of people doing it on my Telegram account now. There's a lot of people doing it, and they seem to be doing okay with it. Excuse me. What's that, baby doll? Yeah, I'm logging off right now. Everything good? Yeah. Yeah, of course. Anyway, my wife wants me to call her. I think that's the sign that she wants me to get the hell off of YouTube. Anyway, guys, appreciate you, BR. We'll talk soon, my man.
I appreciate you, TJ. Thanks for having me.
You too. TJ, the World Deal signing off with BR Power. Vincent, as always, may your sky stay blue, stock free. Peace out. God bless you guys.
Peace out, guys. Thank you.